Hello, it's time to take a look at the prediction results from yesterday. So I've got those right here. So this is what it produced. And as you can see, we got a few things wrong, but that's really of no consequence because we didn't have any money down. And actually, we got a few right. We backed Brighton against Chelsea, so we backed a good underdog there. That would have been a 10-1 again. So that would have been like you put on a tenner, you win back 110. So that would have been a good one. And even the ones we lost on, Newcastle didn't win this game, they actually lost. But I mean, the rest of the conditions were true, so that was a winner as well, really. So it's a good start, for sure. Both the London teams losing was a bit of a surprise, most notably Chelsea. But I mean, I backed that at 2-1, so if I'd had a big money on that, it would have been a 10-1 winner. So you put on a tenner, win back 110, that would have been a good one. Although, to be fair, I think Chris Sutton actually did predict this correctly as well. Can't believe Chelsea are all the way down in the table. I think they're at 12th or 11th or something like that. Now, when you consider the amount of money they've spent, that's just outrageous. It's got to be something to do with the war, hasn't it? Moving on to some other results, we have who was the other one that played? The Fulham and Everton. That was an odd game. 4 goals when I didn't really expect much action there. But, we got both teams to score, so that was all we needed. Hats off to Roy Hodgson, though. I mean, how old is he? Like 150 or something like that? So him going back to a club and doing a job's always nice to see. I've got to say, I'm going to stop using BBC Sport. This website's such a waste of time. The standard of journalism is worse than what you'll get with an AI. They used to have really, really conclusive stats on here. This is all you get now. Nothing clickable. What a waste of time. So yeah, I'd advise to use football24.com. That's the one I've started to use recently. Sorry, BBC, you're relegated to telling me which days the games are on and which times. I mean, surely you can get that right. Even with Gary Lineker there, you should be able to knock out a few accurate kickoff times. You know what? I think I'm going to cover these games today. I'm looking forward to the Arsenal game. That's my team. And Manchester United are the eternal bogey team. So let's have a look and see what Arsenal are doing. See, this is Football 24, the stats page that I use. Everything's clickable. It's generally quite up to date. I've never had a problem with accuracy with it. So you can see here they do a little bit of a goal amount breakdown. They show you the form. They've got nice little graphics to show you win, loss or draw at the side there. You can select home or away, and you can select 6, 9 or 12 games. I always do 12. Why not? Always use as much data as you've got if it's accurate. Clicking through on the actual games shows you a representation of who scored and when they scored, so you can break down which parts of the game a goal is most likely to occur. It's also good for judging fitness, I find. If you see a lot of goals or defensive errors near the end of a game, especially advanced positions in the season, then I'd suggest that that's a fitness issue. You can also pretty accurately get a feel for who's scoring the goals. So, say a particular goal scorer is on form, but he isn't in the top charts, like a defender or a midfielder scoring a few. You'll be able to see from looking through these games whether it's worth banking on that guy possibly scoring or at least contributing to a goal if he's got a good assist rating. And finally, you can refer to the full listing of the league table and figure out what are the goals for, what are the goals against, what is the accurate representation of statistics here, who is likely to win via calculation of stats. And then you add your modifiers on top of that, so things like weather, player form, suspensions and injuries, if you've got a particular ref who you know is going to be awkward. So it's all good data, and that's what we're trying to do here. We're not trying to guess based on my amazing knowledge, what can I glean, what do I think is going to happen. We're trying to build a statistical machine which can take the pure results and generate something useful just from that. So it isn't going to be quite as pointedly accurate in the small term, but over the long term it's going to inform your predictions and make it easier for you to get things right. In summary though, I'm quite happy with how the program's developed. It's not amazingly accurate, it's nothing near to how accurate it is going to be at the end, but I think for a first test we definitely would have made a few quid on that, and it was like 3 or 4 mistakes out of a possible 15, so that's pretty good by my estimation. So anyway, back to the current matches, Arsenal and West Ham. So if we have a little look up and down the actual league table listing, we can delve into the stats there a little bit more cleanly and maybe work out what is going on with this other team, because I'm not a West Ham follower. I am an Arsenal follower, but I don't catch every single game, so that's why these stats are useful. Yes, I think this will be This will be the last time I use BBC for this kind of thing. Let's check them out just this one last time. Let's have a look, BBC. How's your reporting faring these days? I wonder, do we get the delights of Phil McNulty, head sports correspondent or chief football writer or something like that? He's absolutely not my favourite, put it that way. Anyway, back to the game. As you can see, Arsenal's goal record is favourable. They've scored 24 and they've only conceded 10 in their last 12 away games. And they have 7 scorers, 5 of which are available, and 2 or possibly 3 of which will be playing in the actual game. They're going to be picked, so that is going to boost our chance of goals and hopefully boost our chance of a win. Looking up and down West Ham, you would have to say that their problem is not so much defence. They're okay defensively, but they don't seem to score enough goals, apart from when they play Nottingham Forest, a league below, or just come up from the league below, or AAK Larnaca, which is a Greek team. I don't watch Larnaca, I don't know if they're any good, but the Greek league is not fantastic quality, so I wouldn't necessarily count that towards a Premier League match goal total. So yeah, looking at this, I think what the programme's going to spit out is a 2-0 Arsenal win with Odegaard and Saka as the scorers, and a low action quotient for the game. Hardly any cards, hardly any corners, and not much else to speak of, really. And I think that sounds accurate. So we've got about an hour and a half, 2 hours until the match is, which I'm going to watch. Sadly, I'm going to have to watch the coverage via BBC Sport, even though it sucks. So if anyone knows of any better websites or ways to watch it, please let me know. But yeah, I'll catch up with you after the game, I suppose. So enjoy those, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.